Hey guys, I'm going to show you guys how to program with Darwin-Mini to act as a goalie. We're going to be using the same color filter program that I've been working with, and I've made a lot of modifications, but in this one, I'm going to show you guys how to do it via serial connectivity. So you guys can see my screen here. I have two Darwin-Minis actually. This one is not programmable, it's just a model. But this one is programmable, and I decided to take off his head because I needed to gain access to the microcontroller. So instead of putting the head on, taking it off, on and off, I just decided to keep it off. Alright, okay, so the goal is to get this Darwin-Mini to kick the ball, and this Darwin-Mini is going to try to block it. So I've created a program here using the OpenCM IDE, and you guys can find it in the link below. It's called Goalie. So I've defined all the dynamixels by their ID numbers, and then down here I've given it a starting pose, so it's just gonna stand straight up. And as you can see, this goes with the right leg, these go with the left leg, left arm, right arm. Alright, so I'm not going to get too much into the code, but here you can see that I have sync pages. So a sync page lets you control all these dynamixels at the same time. So instead of doing sequential movements of one motor one by one, you can control as many as you want, and then just give it the correct size up here. So you can see here that when I call block left, the Darwin's going to lift up its arms, and it's going to lift up its left leg, letting it fall left. And same thing with block right, except for it's going to do it with the right leg. Alright, and since we're going to be controlling this via USB, you don't need to define anything. All you need to do is use serial USB. And here I've given it 3 different cases. If the Visual Studio program gives it an L, it'll go left. If it gives it an R, it'll fall right. And if it gives it an F, it's going to have it stand up. So that way we can continuously work with this and not just, see Darwin-Mini lying on the ground. Okay, so you can see here I've called the sync pages here, and in here I just call a function stand up, and that stand up function is the same one from the video where Darwin-Mini is doing sit-ups. So I use the same function there and the same sync pages 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so this code is already uploaded, but I want to show you guys. It's really important to know which serial port you're using. So you can either use the IDE to check which serial port you have, or what I like better is using Device Manager. So right now the Darwin-Mini microcontroller is not plugged in, but here, if you go to Device Manager on your computer, open up ports, and you can see I've already established 7 and 8 to be my Bluetooth ports, but now I'm going to connect the microcontroller with the USB cable. Alright, and it came up as COM3. Okay, that's all you need to do, because alright, so the connection is established. So then you're going to go to your Visual Studio program, and I've called it Darwin Goalie, and it's a C++ file. You guys can also find the link below. So let me go through this just a little bit. So everything that has asterisks is stuff that I've added onto this code. I'm working off of someone else's code that helped me filter colors, but now I've optimized it to be able to do this movement. Alright, so you can see here, I've drawn a mesh on the screen. So all I've done is I've drawn a goalie box, and then I've drawn lines on the screen to show whether it's going to fall left or right. Alright, so then continuing here, and this is what I was talking about before. This S, it won't do anything. It'll just send an S to through the serial port. This is the L that we'll get if the ball rolls within this frame. We're going to send an R and we're going to send an F to stand up. Alright, this is the most important part. You have to establish your COM port and the baud rate. So since we're using the direct link to the computer, the baud rate is 9600. If we were using Bluetooth, it would be 57,600, so 57600. So make sure that these two are correct here. Alright, and then I'm going to be using my external camera. I've already set it up to show you guys the movements. And I've also called my function draw mesh. That way I can show the goalie box. Alright, looks like we're ready to run. So let's debug here. Oh, one thing. Since I have my webcam open, it's not going to open here right now. So let me just, let me close that. So click break. So it's good you guys saw me make a mistake. That way you guys know how to fix it if you make your own mistake. So here, I have this open. So I'm going to close that. Now I want my color filtering one. Now I can use it. So debug. Alright. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'm going to talk a little louder just in case you can't. But this is the ball we're going to be tracking. This Darwin-Mini is the one that's going to be kicking it. Just, with my hand. Nothing special. And I'm going to have Darwin lay down for now. Because when I start running this program, he likes to move, fall over, and break himself. And he's already broken himself quite a few times, and it's kind of time consuming to put him back together. Alright, so let me hide this. Let me put this over here. Oh. And let's filter the ball. So it takes a little bit of practice to get the filters just right. So let's give this a shot. Okay, let's see, maybe a little too far. Too far. Alright, let's see here. Alright, and you want all of the other little dots to go away. That looks good. And let's see, maybe adjust this one a little bit more. That looks not ideal. So let's maybe open this up a little. Alright, sorry it's taking so long. It does take a while to get this filtered just right. Alright, so it looks like that'll have to do. You see it's tracking here, but since I have a light showing here, the glare is making the ball a different color right there. So that's what you can't see right now. Alright, so let's see if it's working. Let me just move the ball a little bit. Alright, and there's no reaction right now, so most likely last time it fell, something happened. So let me pause the video, and then I'll continue once I've plugged everything back in. Alright, so the problem was that the Darwin-Mini, the batteries had drained because I've been using it so much, so I just put it to charge for about an hour, and while it was charging, alright, sorry about the camera, I don't know why it keeps refocusing, but anyway, while it was charging, I just drew this little square here. It was already in my code, but this is just to indicate that when the ball is in this area, I want Darwin-Mini to stand back up. So that way we can keep playing with this code. So, okay. This is the do nothing zone inside this blue. If it goes here, Darwin will fall this way to block it. If it goes there, Darwin will fall that way to block it. I'm not sure yet how well Darwin can block a ball, but we'll see. So, alright. Player is about to kick the ball. Let's see where it goes. Yeah! Still trying to block. Check that out. Oh! Sorry, I have to. If I keep the ball there, then it's gonna keep looping, trying to stand back up over and over again. So let's get Darwin back in the middle. Alright, now where will the ball go? Hint, hint, the other side. Alright, so this Darwin will kick. Yeah, it worked. Anyway, so it's on a continuous loop. Darwin will keep trying to block the ball as long as it stays in that quadrant. So let me get him to stand back up. He's up. Alright, ready for another one? Just one more. Boom! So here, I can do nothing. It won't loop again. And yeah, sorry about the camera refocusing. I think it's the lighting in here. Get Darwin to stand back up. Okay. So you guys get the idea. Yeah, it combines everything you've learned so far from the OpenCV tutorials, from coding. So just give it a shot. I've included both of the source codes, the one for Visual Studio and the one for Darwin, for getting the Dynamixels to move. So if you want to connect to Bluetooth, then go on to the to my other videos where I talk about Bluetooth connection. And yeah, I don't even need a serial cable for this. I could possibly do it on Bluetooth right now. It would take a little bit of just changing the code, changing the baud rate, but you guys can do it. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm no expert in using the Darwin-Mini, but I've been working with it for about 4 months now. So without any prior knowledge, and there's really not much about the embedded programming on the web or from Robotis. So everything that you see here, all these sync pages, yeah, I've just been doing them, playing around with the code, so that's the best way to learn. You guys can check out the rest of my videos, and if you need any help or if you happen to purchase something similar to the Darwin-Mini or the Darwin-Mini, then I could help you guys out. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Good luck!